If you're looking to buy a Fortnite account with rare skins like the Renegade Raider and Ghoul Trooper and more, contact sportstnb.com for everything you need. He has hundreds of legit reviews and has been in business for years. Click the first link in the description to get your OG Fortnite account today.
Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Solarties, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to get 10 times faster in under 24 hours using my settings, my res, and everything. If any of these tips help you out throughout the video, make sure to drop a like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you have post notifications turned on. Alright, the first thing I want to go ahead and talk about is your stress resolution. You want to make sure you're on stress res because there's only benefits. It only lowers your FOV by a little bit and it gives you way more FPS and less input delay. Now I want to talk about the FPS cap. You want to set your FPS to something you get consistently because high FPS does not beat consistent FPS. For example, if your FPS is set to unlimited, that can lead to freezing, stuttering, and lag, and you won't be able to build or aim. But if it's set to something consistent, you'll be able to get used to the aiming and the building on that specific FPS. Now I want to talk about in-game settings right here. You want to have everything set to low because the game still looks good with regardless. But the only thing that affects the actual game looks are the meshes right here. I play on high meshes because I don't like the way that mobile builds look. But if you don't do videos or clip stuff, I really recommend using low meshes because the input delay is crazy and it gives you way more FPS. Make sure you have VSync off. I only have show FPS on because I like to see my FPSs, because if it's lagging I want to make sure to turn it down to something that gets consistently. Now rendering mode. If you're on PC, 100% be on performance mode. There's just no reason not to because the game looks basically the same way unless you're on low meshes. So there's no reason to not be on performance mode. Alright, I'm only going to talk about the important settings in here because these stuff are self-explanatory. You want to have auto open doors on because if you accidentally edit a door in a wall, you want to be able to walk through without losing any momentum. Have hold to swap on because it automatically switches out the guns in your inventory, which gives you less time to have to go in your inventory and drop a weapon. Auto sort consumables to the right, make sure that's on so you don't get your guns and your healables mixed up because you don't want to accidentally switch to minis when you're in the middle of a fight. Reset building choice, doesn't really matter. Disable pre-edit options, I have that on because I don't want to be going for a clip and accidentally pre-edit a door in my wall because that'll just mess me up. Turbo building is a no-brainer, you have to have that on. Like, you just have to, because if you don't have turbo building on, you won't be able to hold down your place building bind and look around and have the build still place automatically. Confirm edit on release depends on your binds. So if you have a double edit bind, turn this off, but if you don't only use one edit bind, make sure you have that on. But if you're a competitive player, I recommend using double edit binds, and if you just want to be a fast editor and creative like me, just use it on with a single edit bind because it's faster in my opinion. Now you want to go down to replay modes. Replay mode just gives you hella FPS drops and shit, more input delay, all that. You don't want to have any of these on because this will just make your game worse. Unless you're a comp player and you want to do things like VOD review and stuff like that. Next is the HUD. This stuff doesn't really matter, but you want to have this turned down to a point where you could see your ammo, mats, and your arena points, stuff like that, while still being able to see your game. So don't have this set to 100% because it'll just like clutter your screen. Now let's talk about the sensitivities. For my sense, I started off at 4 and then worked my way up to 6%. You want to turn your sense up in increments until you find something that you're comfortable with, because if you don't, it's just you're never gonna get used to a sense basically, because you're just gonna be going from really low sense to really high sense. It's just gonna mess you up. So just turn it up by increments, such as starting off at 4 and then going up by 1% until you feel comfortable, shit like that. And I use double movement, so I have lock input method as mouse, so like I can still walk around using WASD with booting. That's my double movement software. Now audio, this doesn't really matter. This is all personal preference. Like nothing here matters. It's gonna vary for each person. So I'm just gonna go over to my binds. As you can see right here, my move forward and like my moving binds right here are blank. That's because I use double movement. Basically what double movement does is it gives you controller player's movement while being on keyboard and mouse. So you unbind your WASD and then you use booting, which is a double movement app, and it still uses WASD to walk, but it makes it so you have 360 movement like a controller player. Now I'm just gonna scroll through these binds and talk about the important things that I have. So my use bind is R as well as scroll wheel up. So like if for example, if someone tries to contest a chest with me, I could just scroll wheel up and I'll probably get the gun faster than them because I have the scroll wheel up. Harvesting tool, do not use this bind. There's a bind, I'll talk about it later, but I'll show you guys. Don't use harvesting tool. There's a different bind to help you become fast when it comes to taking your pickaxe out and stuff. These are just basic binds. You guys can just copy these if you like. Alright, right here. I'm a single edit bind editor and I also use scroll wheel down. to reset. So scroll reset is basically broken when it comes to creator mouse. It's a must have no matter what. If you use double binds or edit confirm release, you always have to have scroll wheel reset. It's the most broken thing on creator mouse. So to set up scroll reset, you want to set your secondary bind for building edit as well as your secondary bind for reset edit to scroll wheel down, and that's basically you get scroll wheel reset. And now if you scroll a little further down, right here it says toggle harvesting tool. This makes it so you can press your pickaxe button more than once and it'll still just go back and forth. So you can press it to go to your guns or you can press it to go to your pickaxe. That's basically the best binds and settings and everything in this video right here. Alright, now that you guys have the best in-game settings as well as the resolution, you want to go ahead and practice the fast editing that you want to do. So if you guys want to do a fold like that, but you want to do it full speed, you got to start off doing it slow and getting the timing down so you guys know when to press each button and stuff like that. So just do it like this. Timing down. Just go to max height so you feel like you got the timing down perfectly. Once you have the timing down, then practice doing it full speed, but obviously you're gonna mess up. It just takes time. Practice makes perfect when it comes to anything in life. The next tip I have to becoming the fastest editor you can be is doing edit courses. But edit courses is not gonna help with the timing, but it's just gonna help with you pressing multiple button presses at the same time. So for example, if you want to learn to do quad edits, edit courses are gonna help you press multiple buttons at the same time, but it's not gonna get you the timing down. So practice timing, then practice the edit courses. Edit courses are already gonna have the builds play, so it's not gonna help you with the placing. It's just gonna help you with pressing multiple button edits at the same time. After you guys get the timing for button presses as well as getting used to pressing multiple edit binds at the same time, now just free build. Free build and try doing stuff that you can't normally do. So something that I struggle doing to this day is doing like a double fold like this. Yeah, I can't get the cone placement down. So just practice doing stuff you can't normally do. And just mix it up with other free builds. That's how I'm doing it right now. I'm gonna do a bunch of different things. Just practice editing everything in your way. So like, if you place a wall, you have to edit it. If you place a cone, you have to edit it. If you place a ramp, you have to edit it no matter what. Like this. Doesn't matter what it is, just edit everything you place. Or try to edit everything that's in your way. So it doesn't matter which way you go, make sure you place something so that you can edit it and get your editing way faster than what it normally would be. What I see some people do is like, well, they're freebuilding, they do fucking 90. Like, this isn't gonna help you get faster editing or anything in any way, shape, or form. You gotta do this. Edit everything in your way. So you gotta edit the cone, the floor, reset it, all that. That's what's gonna help you get faster. Placing stuff in your way and just editing it just because. Like, it doesn't even have to have a reason for you to edit it. Just make sure you edit everything to get faster. Like, I'm not the best, never claimed to be the best, but like, this is my practice. Alright, those will be all the tips and tricks to becoming a faster editor, overall player, and when it comes to playing Fortnite. And if any of those tips helped you guys out, please be sure to drop a like, comment, subscribe, and turn post notifications on to see any more tutorials and tips and tricks that I have for you guys to see.